Adam here with another Wizard Magazine haul video. Yes, the archive continues to grow here, as does our excitement for the nostalgia of Wizard Magazine. We love exploring all the nooks and crannies of that publishing empire, all the different magazines they were putting out. We have some unique stuff to look at today. Wanted to start out, though, with another issue of Entertainment Retailing. We talked about this last time around, of course. This was the magazine that was going to the comic book shops, trying to get them excited about Wizard Magazine and what was going on in the industry. I believe this is some Simon Bisley art. It really does look that way here. This is from September 1993. There's a report on the San Diego Comic Con. If you look closely here, you can see the Wizard spokesmodel, Crystal. But yeah, again, this is so huge. These things just push me out of frame when I try to show them to you here. What stuck out to me most, though, was this smoking gun on the back of this issue. Okay, yeah, pointed at the reader. It says here, faster than a speeding bullet. They're referencing the fact that Wizard Magazine would often sell out, as they claim here, in 3 to 5 days with the retailers. But really, is this a good representation? It looks like you're threatening the retailer. You better buy more. You better buy more. So it's kind of intense. The other thing I want to mention too is this arrived folded, as many of them do. I think just the size of the magazine and how it was being shipped, it must have been difficult. So a lot of them probably came folded, I'm going to imagine, unless Wizard had like super gigantic boxes. Now next here, we have quite a few sealed issues of Wizard. Like, for example, here we have this era of Brandon Routh in Superman Returns, before we kind of all got disappointed with the movie. Not with Brandon Routh, he was pretty great. But this is also an era where the pack-ins really started to, I don't know, they just became order forms. It got a little disappointing after a while. We missed the trading cards, we missed the mini comics and everything else they gave us. But this next one here is pretty cool. This was an issue, a platinum issue, okay? Yes, it obviously has Watchmen on here. This is from January 2009. There were actually several different editions and covers for this issue. This was one we did not have, and when I was looking it up, this issue itself actually was less than ones that did not have this little scribble up here. So yeah, it looks like maybe somebody just took a pen, you had a Sharpie, and got mad. According to the seller, this is Haley Joel Osment. Haley Joel Osment. This is Jackie Earle Haley. My bad. Those three named child actors. This is so Jackie Earle Haley. And so this, he played Rorschach in the movie. Whether or not it's true, I asked him about it. The seller said, "Oh, my buddy got it signed at a convention years ago. I don't really need it." I was like, okay, the price is good for the content inside at least, so may or may not be signed by Rorschach. So something to look into, I guess, if you guys know what Jackie Earle Haley or Haley Joel Osment's signature looks like. All right, next up here, this is what I've actually had on my watch list for quite a long time and just never pulled the trigger. This is another variant cover that we needed. You got Captain America versus Captain America here. I don't know what was going on in the storylines at this point. This was when October 2009. So I don't know if that was like the Red Skull taking over Cap's body or creating a Captain America body. I remember something like that at some point in the comic. So that was neat. But again, that was still sealed, as is this one here. Now, again, like I said, it's kind of disappointing. They're still in the plastic, but there's nothing to contain in the plastic. It's literally just to protect the magazine itself. But again, the Spider-Man film, a very big deal. This is the 10 years of comic book excellence. And they're talking about, this is January 2010, so this wasn't like when the movie was just coming out, but it is towards the end of the lifetime of the magazine itself. So special decade commemorative issue. They were really looking for any and every opportunity to make it a special issue, right? To get you to buy it. Here's another one here. This is actually a set of variant covers we have for this particular issue. So we have the Solar Man of the Atom. Okay, so I guess this is when Valiant was kind of relaunching and coming back into its own. So that's interesting. It says the Man of the Atom headlines Jim Shooter's Gold Key. Oh, relaunch at Darko's. Okay, so this was not the Valiant relaunch. I didn't know that Jim Shooter had retained the rights to Solar. I know he's not come back in the Valiant relaunch, but that's really interesting, that piece of history. But that was just one of the covers for issue 227, because now we have the Scott Pilgrim versus the World cover. Now, this is a movie that I walked into just accidentally. I mean, it wasn't like a total accident, but it was a movie I knew nothing about, and I was just like, well, my friends say it's cool, so I guess I'll go check it out. And it was fantastic, especially in theaters. I really, really enjoyed it. I watch it many times on Blu-ray. My wife, not a big comic book movie fan, she likes Scott Pilgrim, so that's pretty great there. Now, next here, as we close out, this is kind of interesting. You know, I love to get those foreign issues, right? Those international publications that were wizard it from other countries, right? We've seen some from Brazil and we've seen some from France. Well, here's another one from France. Yep. May have actually even been the same seller that I got this from, but as you can see here, we have some French text here that maybe we're not as familiar with. But if you want to see what it's all about, there you go. So there's the American and the French cover. Pretty cool, right? I mean, it's just neat to see. Actually, I'm going to check out here real quick. So the American version was, yeah, December 2001. And this one is January 2002. So yeah, so they were literally coming out at the same time, and they just were using the same cover image. Speaking of international, just as a little bonus thing here that came in, recently our buddy Jeff, aka at nlogan77 on Twitter, who did this awesome piece of original Wizards half art for us, he sent some additional items in that box, and one of them was this Brazilian copy of Marvels. As you can see, Marvels, still Marvels in Portuguese, the official language of Brazil, but when you get to the inside here, okay, so now everything is in Portuguese. So it's just interesting to see, you know, like, what everything, you know, is still the same inside, but you got Portuguese dialogue, so it's kind of fun. I happen to speak Portuguese, so that works out for me as well. Jeff and I both spent some time in Brazil, which is awesome. So that was a nice little bonus. Thank you, Jeff, for that. But yeah, so kind of some interesting polls here, right? This time around, there's always a new adventure in the world of Wizard Magazine. So thank you so much for checking out this haul video. There will be more to come. We hope that you are subscribed here on YouTube, so you're getting access to all the videos that we're putting out. You know, we did the Halloween costume contest video is part of this. You know, we got all sorts of fun stuff coming out. So keep an eye out. And hey, until next time, keep your books bagged and boarded.